Did you know that many older adults unknowingly surrender their peace after retirement, not out of indifference, but because of boundless love for their children? It starts innocently enough with a helping hand, an offer of support, or simply doing what's always felt right as a parent. You want your family to thrive. You want your children to feel supported. But after the retirement party is over and a routine shift, a subtle change creeps in. Your former energy, your hard-earned nest egg, and your precious independence can no longer replenish as quickly as before. And if you're not careful, that same loving generosity may leave you exhausted, regretful, and quietly wishing you'd drawn the line sooner. Let's face it, aging brings both wisdom and vulnerability. It's a season meant for dignity, calm, and freedom. Yet, in the name of love, many retirees begin to give up the very things that have anchored them through life's storms. This video is here with one simple promise. I'll walk you through 7 things you should never hand over to your children after retirement, no matter how deep your love. These aren't cold-hearted rules. They are the boundaries that protect your health, finances, and future happiness. Not only are you allowed to set them, you're wise to do so. Number 1, giving away control over your finances. Imagine you've spent decades working, saving, and planning for a peaceful retirement. You've always handled your bills, clipped your coupons, and put away a little extra for a rainy day. Now the digital age makes banking a nightmare, and your hands don't always cooperate with those tiny smartphone screens. Your daughter says, "Mom, let me take care of it for you. I'll handle the accounts." You trust her, and you hand over the paperwork, maybe even give her full access to your checking account. What could go wrong? Here's the story of Margaret, a 78-year-old grandmother from Ohio. She let her son, David, manage her finances because she found the process overwhelming. At first, it was a relief. But over time, David began to make purchases on her behalf, first small, then larger. She slowly lost track of what was hers, and when she finally asked questions, David was frustrated, saying, "I thought you didn't care." Suddenly, Margaret felt like a guest in her own life. The solution? Don't hesitate to ask for help with tasks like online bill pay or balancing a checkbook, but never fully give up control or oversight. Keep your name on your accounts. Set clear limits. Keep records and review transactions. Joint accounts should be rare and carefully monitored. If anything feels off, trust your instincts and speak up. Protecting your independence isn't selfish. It's an act of deep self-respect. If you're nodding along and this resonates with you, drop a comment below and let us know which tip hit home. Number 2, handing over your home before it's truly time. In American families, the family home is more than brick and mortar. It's a place of memories, holidays, and hard-earned comfort. Many retirees are tempted to deed their home to their children early, perhaps to avoid probate, smooth the inheritance process, or help the kids get ahead. But the moment you transfer legal ownership, you may lose more than you bargained for. Take Edna from Kansas. At 80, she signed her house over to her daughter to make things easier. 2 years later, her daughter faced a divorce, and suddenly Edna's home became entangled in a legal battle. She lost her sense of security and control, all while just trying to help. If you're considering passing on a house or land, slow down. Keep your name on the deed as long as you can. Consult an elder law attorney and explore alternatives such as living trusts or joint tenancy with right of survivorship. Protecting your roof and your roots isn't ungrateful. It's responsible stewardship for your twilight years. Number 3, giving away unlimited time and energy. Retirement should be a time for rediscovering old passions, cultivating new friendships, and savoring mornings that don't involve an alarm clock. Instead, many retirees find themselves in a new kind of rat race, juggling errands for their kids, chauffeuring grandchildren, or babysitting at a moment's notice. It's easy for this generosity to slide from support into obligation. For example, Paul, a 75-year-old widower, found himself watching his granddaughter after school 4 days a week. He missed his bowling nights and dental appointments, and the exhaustion crept in slowly. "I thought retirement meant I could finally relax," he sighed. But it felt more stressful than ever. The key is simple but powerful boundaries. It's perfectly fair to schedule help on your terms. I can help on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but the rest of the week is for me. Prioritizing your own well-being isn't turning your back on your family. It's a healthy act of self-care. Remember, you have just as much right to your time and energy as anyone else. Which tip so far speaks to your experience? Share your thoughts in the comments. Number 4. Becoming your children's emotional counselor or fixer. For decades, you were the heart of your family, the comforter, the listener, the fixer. Even after your kids have left the nest, it's tempting and natural to be their sounding board. But being on call as an emotional 911 can drain your spirit and leave you feeling powerless. Take Jack, 79, whose son calls every night with work drama, marriage woes, or financial panic. Jack listens, offers advice, even loses sleep over his son's struggles, until he realizes he's carrying a weight that's not his to bear. As you age, your emotional reserves grow more precious. Know that it's okay to listen without fixing, and it's okay to say, "That sounds hard. I hope you find a way through." Suggest therapy, support groups, or even pastoral counseling as alternatives. Protecting your peace isn't about closing the door on your children. It's about not letting your own heart get lost in their storms. You deserve joy and calm too. If this sounds familiar, let us know which number on the list you relate to most. Number 5. Taking on the full responsibility of raising grandchildren. There's a special joy in being a grandparent, baking cookies, reading stories, sharing wisdom. But when caregiving quietly shifts from occasional help to full-time parenting, you may find yourself reliving the pressures you thought you'd left behind. Consider Ruth, 74, who agreed to watch her twin grandsons for just a few months while her daughter changed jobs. 3 years later, Ruth was packing school lunches, dealing with tantrums, and missing her quilting circle. She loved her grandsons dearly, but missed the restful retirement she deserved. Raising children is a job for the young, and unless you've planned and chosen this commitment freely, it can quietly swallow your golden years. If your children need regular support, look for ways to share the load. Involve other family members, consider daycare, or set specific days for your help. It's okay to say no, or "I can't do this full time, but I'd love to help on Fridays." Remember, your love is not defined by how much you sacrifice, but by the quality of presence you offer when you are able. Now, if you're feeling a spark of self-recognition, maybe you see a bit of Ruth's story in your own, drop your thoughts below. You might be surprised how many people share your experience. Number 6. Draining your retirement savings or emergency funds to help your children. It's one of the most generous and most dangerous mistakes people make after retirement. Maybe your son needs money to pay off a credit card, your daughter's car broke down, or someone needs help with a down payment on a house. These one-time loans can add up shockingly fast. Consider the story of Frank, 83, who loaned his son, Patrick, a few $1,000s here and there over several years. First, it was a medical bill, then a business opportunity, then a little bit just to hold him over. Before Frank realized it, nearly $40,000 had flowed from his retirement savings. "I thought I was just helping and catch up," Frank recalls. "But eventually, I was the one who needed help." The truth is, money given away in retirement almost never returns, and your earning years are likely behind you. If a financial emergency arises, suggest your children explore loans or payment plans. Set a clear limit on what you are able to give, and always prioritize your own well-being and security. Remember, your children can rebuild their finances over time. You may not have that luxury in your 70s or 80s. Firm boundaries are a gift to both you and them. Which of these habits do you recognize in yourself or your friends? Let us know which point has been the hardest for you to enforce. Number 7. Surrendering decision-making power over your own life. After retirement, it's all too easy for well-meaning children to start steering your choices. "You should move closer to us. You can't live alone anymore. It's time to quit driving." Sometimes their suggestions are helpful. Sometimes they chip away at your independence and sense of self. Let's talk about Grace, 77, from Minnesota. Wanting to be closer to family, she sold her home and moved cross-country to live near her daughter. Within months, she felt deeply out of place. The town, the church, the doctor's office, nothing was familiar, and her old friends were suddenly out of reach. I thought I'd enjoy all the family time, Grace says, but I didn't realize how much I'd miss my real life. It is wise to consider your children's suggestions, especially about your safety. But remember, your retirement is your sacred time. You get to decide where and how you live, what you do with your time, and what kind of help you need. Don't be afraid to speak up, ask for time, or seek advice from a third party. I appreciate your concern, but I know what feels right for me is a sentence of dignity and courage. Keeping the pen in your hand as you write this next chapter is your right and your responsibility. If you've ever felt pressure to go along with someone else's plan, share your story or advice for others below. You're not alone. Let's quickly recap what we've learned today. Retirement is not the end of your story. It's a new chapter, and you are still the author. Too often, in the name of loyalty and love, older adults hand away the very things that keep them safe, happy, and independent. They give up control of their finances and homes, offer up every spare hour or dollar, act as emotional rescue teams, and let others take the wheel of their lives. The cost of this generosity isn't just financial. It's personal, emotional, and sometimes irreversible. But here's the good news. You are absolutely allowed to set boundaries. You have the right to say no, to protect your savings, to reserve your time for your own joy, and to keep decision-making power in your hands. This isn't selfishness. It's wisdom earned over a lifetime of caring for others. When you look after yourself, you give your children a model of healthy independence and make it less likely they'll have to care for you down the road out of desperation or financial strain. You're doing them a favor by staying strong. Ask yourself, which of these 7 habits have I slipped into out of habit or love? Is there one you've been giving away without realizing it? And most importantly, which one will you protect starting today? Taking a moment to reflect and to discuss these boundaries with your family can make all the difference between a retirement filled with quiet resentment and one filled with freedom, dignity, and deep connection. If you found this helpful, please subscribe, and share this with a friend, a sibling, or anyone who needs a gentle reminder about the power of saying no and the value of living on their own terms. Join the conversation in the comments. Let us know your story, your wisdom, or the change you plan to make. Your experience could be the encouragement someone else needs right now. Remember, love is not about sacrificing your peace or security. Real love honors your needs as well as theirs. Retirement is your well-earned reward. Defend it fiercely, with wisdom, with kindness, and with the knowledge that you are worth protecting.